Hey there, if you're new here, new to me, new to the scene, my name is Mushy, and welcome to Disney Dreamlight. Today we're doing another speed build, but this time we're kind of making this like plaza courtyard type of area. I guess in my mind, I wanted a place where the NPCs could come, sit and relax, but then also something I could utilize for like the different seasons or holidays to decorate with. So I wanted some type of foundation first, so I really was loving these small hedges and trellises together. I thought that would be kind of a nice way to kind of box in and close in the area. And then I wanted to start rounding out the pathways. I knew I wanted some type of like centerpiece item. So I wanted to make sure I had a nice round center first, and then I placed the rustic clock. And I was trying to figure out how I wanted to fill in the space. I thought it'd be easier if I lay down the trellises to kind of like fully box it in. And then I realized I was off like center a little bit. So I wanted to get that adjusted. After I got the pieces kind of placed where they actually needed to be, I realized that the pathway itself was feeling a little too square. So I wanted to figure out how to like round off the path a little bit. So I wanted to try placing the bushes like on the corners to see if that would maybe kind of round it out. I also wanted to experiment with these like smaller bushes, but I was a little worried about their placement because the side pathways are a little bit thinner than the vertical ones, and I was afraid it was going to be like too cramped to walk around. So I wanted to go into like the actual game mode and like test this out, and everything broke. I think it's important to leave my mistakes in my speed builds because I want building in Disney Dreamlight to feel approachable, and if everything is always perfect, it feels, I don't know, daunting. So I leave in my mistakes. So I wanted to go ahead and get the bushes deleted out so I could actually fix the pathways because I have no idea what happened there. I also ended up deciding against using the smaller bushes and decided to use just the bigger ones, and then I could figure out something to kind of else to go there instead. I know some folks will use like rocks to like line the pathways, but that felt a little too orderly and I wanted to feel a little natural. So I still wanted to use the rocks, but I decided to only have just one by each bush instead, just to kind of simplify it. I also wanted to figure out some type of seating where the NPCs would actually come to sit down. I thought it'd be the most natural to have them go right off the pathway itself, so they could kind of, walk in here, sit down, relax, and not have to like walk back into little grass areas. And then I could kind of fill in the grass areas to be more of like a backdrop. So like if you wanted to like sit down and like take a picture, it'd be more like picturesque instead of being like functional. So I really wanted to utilize the flower boxes. I was just kind of messing around with their placement to try to figure out where I wanted them to go and how I wanted them to look. So I kind of kept popping back into the game mode periodically to see how it looked and how it felt. I ended up going with, I think, this setup here because it ended up looking the nicest. I also had to use the hay barrels because, it's fall time, had a little sprinkle of fall in there. I also wanted to use these little Plaza trees. I never really get to use those, so putting in more trees for more decor because I really wanted some more shaded areas in here. And because these areas aren't accessible, like I can't actually like walk back into them, I wanted to make sure that they were full. Like there's no way for like sticks to spawn back there or other flowers that I didn't want. So I just wanted to make sure that I really filled up these areas with different foliage and flowers. So I kind of just started like placing them around just like I kind of did before, except I made sure to stick them into like a very symmetrical way because that's kind of what we've been doing for this whole build. So lots of symmetry here. It was definitely a challenge for me because I'm not a symmetry girl. I really like asymmetry, and doing everything symmetrical was absolutely a challenge. But hey, you know what? We did it. We pulled it off, and I really think that it looked really great. So I'm proud of myself. I love how this build turned out. It is super cute. It is super fun. And I can't wait to decorate for all the seasons now, moving forward. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it so much. Feel free to subscribe to the channel for more cozy game content, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Subscribe.